What you're doing when you use HELOC to invest is called debt stack, and it's one of the most dangerous financial strategies I've ever seen. Let's break it down when you're actually doing. Layer 1, your primary mortgage on your home. Layer 2, your HELOC, also secured by your home. Layer 3, the mortgage on investment property. Layer 4, the operational risk of the investment itself. Each layer amplifies the risk of the other. If the investment underperforms, you still owe the HELOC. If interest rates rise, your HELOC payment increases. If you lose your job, you're stuck with multiple debt obligations and no way out. Compare this to how we structure our deals. We use non-recourse debt, which means that the loan is secured only by the property itself. If something goes catastrophically wrong, the lender can take the property, but they can't come after us personally or our investors. We also use sophisticated equity structure. We might have a first mortgage at 75% loan to value, and then common equity makes up the remaining 25%. The debt is senior to all equity, which means that the lender gets paid first, and then our investors share in the remaining cash flow and profits. This creates clear protection layers where the debt holders have priorities, but it's much simpler and clearer than complex capital structure. We maintain substantial cash reserves, we stress test our underwriting for recession scenarios, and we never guarantee returns because we know real estate carries inherent risks. But when you use HELOC, you're creating extreme volatility in your personal finances. You're taking investment grade risk and making it personal residence risk. That's a recipe for disaster. And here's a scenario that terrifies me, and it's not really hypothetical. It's been our reality for the past 3+ years. If you invested $300,000 from your HELOC at what seems like a reasonable 7% interest rate, then the Fed raises rates aggressively and your HELOC rates jump to 12%. Your monthly payment goes from $1,750 to $3,000 overnight. This isn't some theoretical worst case scenario. This is exactly what's happened starting in 2022. We've all lived through this interest rate environment, and it's a perfect reminder that real estate investing requires patient capital, money that can weather these storms without putting your primary residence at risk. Meanwhile, rising interest rates are putting pressure on real estate values and cash flow. Your investment distributions might decrease just when your HELOC payments are increasing. You're getting squeezed on both sides. But here's what makes this strategy even more dangerous: the psychological warfare it creates in your mind. When you're using borrowed money secured by your home, every month that the investment doesn't perform perfectly creates stress. You're checking your investment statements obsessively. You lose sleep. You might make emotional decisions rather than rational ones.